welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Pwnage Ultra Custom Symmetrical that I have been using for probably the past 3 to 4 days now. Consistent 8+ hours, and I am a little bit sick, and that's the only reason why I put in so many hours on this thing. Before we get any further, can I get a Outcast hoodie check? Because this boy is hard. Champion, Outcast, one of the best teams. Come on, man. Like, look at that. Look at that. Ooh. I don't have to, nothing to say. Outcast Georgie in the comment section. Alright, guys. So before we get into today's video, I do want to say, please go ahead and subscribe to my new YouTube channel. It is a gaming channel. I am going to be uploading more content on there. It's going to be mainly like Fortnite content. So if any of you guys want to join in on that, please go ahead, leave a subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. But also follow my Twitch because we're trying to grow that as much as possible because I am going to be streaming a lot more, like I mentioned before. So please go ahead and check that out. Alright, so in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Pwnage Ultra Custom Wireless Gaming Mouse, which I absolutely adore. I love this thing. Okay, so for starters, let's talk about sensor and pretty much wireless connectivity. So this is wireless USB-C. They give you a dongle and also a USB-C cable which plugs into the USB receiver extender. This also uses a PAW3335 sensor, which is pretty dang good. Now, with that being said, there is also a couple of drawbacks when using a 3335 sensor. One of the biggest issues is the liftoff distance. The liftoff distance is, I believe, around 3 millimeters, which is about 2 DVD discs. That is a big issue with a mouse like this. So one of the other big issues that I did notice, and I think it's kind of a downgrade, but also a plus at the same time. So they give you these really nice big mouse feet. Now these mouse feet are awesome. They're great. They're nice. They're buttery. They're smooth. But they're also very slow. They're not super slow. They have a lot of control to them. But considering this mouse is about 4 grams heavier than the Ergo one, I would have actually appreciated something that was the speed of the original feet. I would have preferred that. Keep in mind, this is batch number 4 or 5 or 6 or something like that with the Pwnage Ultra Custom. So this is a new one. This is brand new. And I will tell you, the buttery feet on these are definitely a 10 out of 10. As of these ones, I would say I would give them like maybe like a 6.5, 7.5 most. I do like these a lot, but I do prefer them to be more speedy. Because these are a lot more control, and I use a control pad on top of all of it. So it just feels very sluggish at the same time. Now these are Omron 50mm China switches, I believe, which are freaking amazing. They're awesome. They feel like Kale 4.0s and have the speed of the Kale 8.0s, in my honest opinion. They feel phenomenal. They're a 10 out of 10 in my book. These definitely get my approval. Now, I also do have a white version, which Pwnage did have the kindness to actually send out to me, which is awesome. This is actually the one with a white. This is actually the one without the honeycomb design, which is about another 3 to 4 grams heavier. Now, I will tell you, the stock clicks, I believe, are okay. There's no post-travel or pre-travel, but they feel kind of mushy, and they don't feel as good. But let me tell you what you got to do. This is mainly due because the mouse is actually fully modular, and since it's fully modular, that kind of, interferes with the actual button clicks. Pwnage has really done a really good job of fixing that issue. So one of the main things that they have done to these mice are pretty much to put button spacers. They have about 4 different sizes with the button spacers, which is super awesome. So for me, I put on 0.8, and that is a 1-to-1 tactile click, which made this mouse like a 10 out of 10. Definitely one of the best clicks on a mouse I've ever used. Definitely better than the Razer Viper Ultimate switches, better than TTT Gold, better than Omron 20Ms that are on Final Mice, better than even, I would say, the G Pro Super Light, which are pretty trash, but also pretty good at the same time. They become mushy the more you use it, which is noticeable. But with this mouse, they have not gotten mushy at all, and I've put in consistent hours. I put in more hours on this mouse than I have even with the Super Light, and the Super Light's already broken in. Of course, there's no more customizable DPI button, which I would have adored if they would have done. I'm not sure why they didn't do that, actually. That's actually very interesting. Now, let's talk about weight. The weight on this mouse that comes on my scale is 70 grams, and I don't understand how it's heavier than the original Ergo. So even though it is a smaller mouse, it's an S2 clone to begin with, but it's a lighter S2 clone, which is awesome. Now, with this all being said, I do want to tell you the main reason why it's actually heavier. I did look up at it a little bit more. I opened up the mouse a little bit. I went more in depth, and I actually found out. So I was thinking maybe it is the battery. Maybe, the battery is bigger. Maybe it's heavier. No, that isn't the issue. What the issue is that they actually added a battery holder that holds the battery in place, and that has two magnetic clamps holding that battery down. That is actually the main reason why this mouse is heavier. Now, there is someone who has modded this mouse already, and they've gotten it down to a whopping 63 grams, keeping the same battery and also just removing literally the battery holder, which is crazy. Which I am probably going to get done with this guy. I'm going to get a custom paint job on it, and I'm probably most likely going to, do that. Because imagine if this mouse was around the 60 to 63 gram wireless weight dimension, that would have made this mouse a whole lot 10 times better. Now, in terms of build quality, they don't have any build quality issues. They've definitely fixed up all the issues from the batch number 1, which is awesome. So like those side buttons are crispy, they're awesome. They don't get pushed in anymore. They are the best side buttons I have used on a mouse. Yeah, I'm pretty sure anybody who uses fat, chunky, side buttons like this can definitely relate to me and agree with me that these are probably the best. And what makes them the best is the fact that they are positioned right, unlike the Model O, Model D, or even D-. Now, by adding the button spacers onto the main buttons also, you are lowering the actuation point, I do believe, because, it's a less travel distance. So it's like the same idea as if you were putting O-rings on pretty much a keyboard. It makes it faster. It's noticeably better. Like I said, it's a 1-to-1 tactile click when you do put on the 0.8. If you do like a lighter click, I would suggest maybe like a 0.7, and there is a difference. Now, Pwnage also does include a USB-C cable that I mentioned before. They come in multiple varieties, different colors, which is awesome. There's purple, orange, blue, all those colors, which is great. So like I mentioned before, it's not just customizability on the way that you make the mouse look. There's also going to be customizability with the cable that you get. So whatever cable you get will match definitely the design that you're going for with your mouse. Of course, the only thing that I would probably say that I would want from them to do with the next version of this mouse would probably be to make it lighter. Now, it's currently roughly around 70 grams on my scale, which is actually heavier than my Ergo version, which is weird. But I would love to see them to probably put like more honeycombs probably on the bottom of the mouse, like how they did with this one right here. This is probably why this one's actually a little bit lighter, because they have a lot of honeycombs all around the mice, which I would prefer them to do on this one. So pretty much those conditions are pretty much customizability. The reason why this mouse is so phenomenal and so great is the customizability. You can change the shells to anything. It's super easy. You just pop it off with your finger, your nail, anything. They just come off. They're easy. You got the button spacers to change the way you want the clicks to feel like. There's multiple different color variants. If you don't like black or you don't like the white color, you can always spray paint them and design it yourself to whatever color you like. That customizability is something that you don't get out of every mice. That's something that you get out of this. Next thing I want to cover is honestly shape. The other reason why you should even get this kind of mouse is because of the shape. If you are a fan of the Razer Viper Ultimate, this is a mouse that you would like. If you are a fan of a G Pro Superlight or any G Pro variant, this is a mouse that I think you will like. And the main reason for that is because here, if we look at it right now, the front of the mouse is actually more going downwards, similar to like the Razer Viper Ultimate Mini, yada yada yada. But as it gradually goes up, it doesn't concave downwards like other mice, like a Model O or the Razer Viper Ultimate. It stays up. It goes up and up and up, and then slowly goes downwards, providing you with a lot of backhand support. So that palm area for your hand, it supports it very, very, very well. And that honestly reminds me more of like a G Pro. So it's like Razer Viper from here, and then it goes up, 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 and then it starts to turn into like a G Pro shape, which is something that I honestly like a lot. Of course, this is considered a S2 clone, but honestly, I think it's more than an S2 clone. I think it's better than an S2 by a lot. But yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up, a comment, and a like. And of course, if you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. My Twitch will also be down in the description below if you guys do want to come and chill and hang out when I stream. And also, my second YouTube channel where I will be uploading gaming content will also be over there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching in today's video, and huge shout out to Pwnage for even sending me out a white variant for a review.